I'm Robert. I tried to parlay my interest in Superman to get on Deal or No Deal. I guess they thought I wasn't really exciting enough, but had this really good idea though. I thought it would be so cool if we could get the Joan Alexander, Noel Neill, and Phyllis Coates all together for one last hurrah. Now, a lot of people who are watching this video are saying, okay, who are they? All three of those women played Lois Lane, and those are the three most influential actresses to play the role. And they're all elderly, but they're all still alive. Here's why I really think what I want to do is get them on Deal or No Deal and get the crowd to give them a big applause, and that way they'd really, well, first really, it would really make them really happy. Now the reasons that I think they should be honored is that Joan Alexander is the first actress who ever played Lois Lane. Remember, Superman came out in 1938. That means it's going to be 70 this summer. It went on radio in February of 1940, and it became a big pop. It was real popular on radio. In fact, a lot of the radio stuff became so popular, it became part of the comic book and became part of what we think of as Superman. Like, for instance, Jimmy Olsen was invented on the radio. Inspector Henderson was invented on the radio. Kryptonite was invented on the radio. Needless to say, those are all big parts of Superman, and they did that under her watch. So for 10 years, if those three things were invented, how much influence into the development of the character Lois Lane did Joan Alexander have? An enormous amount. An enormous amount. She did the role for 10 years and nobody knew who she was. And I think she deserves a big, pat on the back. Add to the fact that she was Lois Lane during the Second World War. So not only you have all these scared kids listening to the story as partly as a way to get away from it, but also partly as a way to fight the war in their own imaginations, where they're the good guys and they're the heroes and nothing bad happens. She helped. I think she was very important towards children during the war effort. I think the entire cast of the Superman show would be in that category, but the rest of them are no longer with us. And that's why I think that Joan Alexander should be on that list. Now, Phyllis Coates and Noel Neill were both the actresses that played with George Reeves. I really think that Phyllis Coates really was cast because in the way she presented the character and the way her voice worked, it was the closest to a TV version of Joan Alexander. I think that she is a TV embodiment of it. I think she played the role so well that that's what Joan Alexander would have looked like had she been on the set and been able to do the role at that time. And I got to tell you, I think Phyllis Coates did a fantastic job, and Noel Neill as well. Now here's the interesting, because Noel Neill took the role after Phyllis Coates left the show, and she held it for another 4 years and did a fantastic job. Now, which was my favorite of the two TV actresses? When I was a child, the answer is Noel Neill. I loved Noel Neill's presentation. As an adult, my favorite is Phyllis Coates. But hey, isn't that part of what makes Superman so good, is that there's something for children to enjoy, and there's something for adults to enjoy. And this is a great example of it. What I'd really like to see with this YouTube video is I'd like to see this get bounced around to somebody who knows the three actresses. And I'd like them to see it. I'd like them to know that somebody wanted to get them on Deal or No Deal for a round of applause. I want them to know somebody thinks enough of what they did all those years ago that they would try something like that, and hopefully that'll give them a smile and that they'll really appreciate it. And I understand that you can contact people on this. Let me know when they've seen it. Put it up that they've seen it. That would be really good. And like I said, they say these videos stay on YouTube forever and all that. Hey, is it such a bad thing to be recognized for trying to be kind to three old ladies? I don't think so. Well, like I said, my name's Robert, and have a nice day.